Newly released footage of Ukrainian M2A2 Bradley IFVs fighting into Russia's Kursk Oblast. The US-supplied IFVs can be seen crossing the border near Veselo, while engaging Russian-held positions with 25mm Bushmaster chain gun and Tau ATGM fire. Russians are especially sensitive to the use of American weapons on Russian soil, but we have a solution for that too. Get the fuck out of Ukraine! In the morning of Tuesday, October 29th, explosions occurred in the area of a former military unit in temporarily occupied Luhansk. Local telegram channels published the video of the incident. Thick smoke rises over the explosion site, which can be spotted from different parts of the city. The footage recorded by eyewitnesses shows a powerful detonation. This may indicate that the ammunition depot of the Russian invasion army was hit. It is currently unknown what caused the explosion. The Russians have already traditionally blamed Ukraine for the attack and said that their air defenses allegedly shot down all air targets. The Russian invaders also claimed that missiles of an unspecified type attacked a military facility in temporarily occupied Luhansk. For their part, OSINT researchers of the Ukrainian community Cyberboroshno found out that the powerful explosion occurred near the ruins of the armored vehicle storage facility of the former military unit A0625, disbanded many years ago. The Russians have been using this facility for their own military purposes since the beginning of the occupation of Luhansk in 2014. On October 18th, a car of a high-ranking Russian military officer exploded in the center of temporarily occupied Luhansk. According to Ukrainian journalist Denis Kazansky, it was Major Dmytro Pervuka, Chief of Staff for Military Service and Security of the Central Military District's Military Unit 53847. Russian soldiers on the Ziggle car unsuccessfully tried to storm the Ukrainian positions of the K2 battalion. Russian forces, facing mounting losses, are resorting to desperate tactics, even modifying civilian cars for combat. Struggling with equipment shortages, they're improvising makeshift vehicles to transport troops and weapons. A U.S. citizen who lived in the Ukrainian city of Vuhledar, recently captured by Russia, is to be granted Russian citizenship after secretly providing Russian forces with targeting information on Ukrainian defenses for at least the past 2 years. The Donetsk People's Republic Defense Headquarters has stated that the unnamed American has been evacuated from Vuhledar to Donetsk, where he has been photographed with local forces. According to the statement, he has been in Ukraine for at least 2 years and gave Russia valuable intelligence that allowed it to carry out high-precision strikes on the enemy while minimizing damage to civilian infrastructure and the civilian population. The statement adds that the issue of granting political asylum and obtaining Russian citizenship is being resolved. He is not the first American to defect to Russian forces in Ukraine. Perhaps the most notorious example was the so-called Donbass cowboy, self-proclaimed Texan communist Russell Bentley. It didn't end well for him. A small number of the first North Korean troops were to be deployed in the combat zone soon, President Volodymyr Zelensky said earlier. U.S. and South Korean diplomatic and military officials will meet in Washington this week to discuss North Korea's expanding relationship with Russia, said U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller. Presidential Office Chief Andriy Yermak is also currently in Washington. According to CNN, he met with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and State Secretary Antony Blinken. Yermak mentioned that he and Sullivan discussed North Korean soldiers whom Russia is preparing for war. How helpful the North Korean military will be to the Russian army on the battlefield is not yet clear. Many of the North Korean troops are special forces, and intelligence assessments suggest that Pyongyang believes its troops have greater combat power than regular Russian troops because they are better trained and specialized, officials told CNN. The North Korean military has not been involved in that at least some of the soldiers will desert their units once they are on the battlefield, and that the language barrier with the basic Russian commands in training, such as fire and back to your position, South Korean lawmakers told reporters on. North Koreans reported that approximately 12,000 North Korean troops including 500 officers and 3 generals, were already in Russia and undergoing training at 5 military bases. 3 Russian soldiers will be assigned to every group of 30 North Korean fighters, Ukraine's military intelligence agency reported, citing an intercepted conversation between service members of a Russian brigade in Kursk Oblast. However, doubts remain in the Russian army about the possibility of carrying this out in practice. The destroyed tanks, armored personnel carriers, trucks, and infantry are the result of an unsuccessful Russian assault that was stopped by the soldiers of the Motorized Infantry Battalion of the 128th Separate Mountain Assault Transcarpathian Brigade. Ukrainian drones have transformed modern warfare, becoming a powerful force on the battlefield. With precision and agility, they deliver targeted strikes, gather critical intelligence, and operate at a fraction of traditional warfare costs. Their adaptability allows for rapid deployment and real-time adjustments, making them a game-changer in Ukraine's defense strategy and reshaping global military tactics. Polish President Andrzej Duda said that Poland is ready to transfer its MiG-29 fighters to Ukraine. However, under one condition: that NATO allies ensure the safety of Polish skies until the country receives new aircraft. When Western aircraft will at least temporarily protect Polish skies, and we will be guaranteed this, and soon we will receive aircraft that our pilots will fly.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.